I should probably not say what I'm about to say right now, but we have not died in this world yet. Hello everyone and welcome to Craftmas episode 10. We have slowly been upgrading the village for the past few episodes, and today we're going to continue doing that by building a clock tower. We're officially into the double digits of Craftmas, and before we know it, it's going to be over. How is there less than 1 week until Christmas? That is crazy. But anyway, be sure to like and subscribe, and let's go ahead and jump on into the video. So obviously today we're going to be building a clock tower, and we're going to be placing it right here in the village. I figured this was a pretty good spot because it's nice and open and also really close to the middle of the village. And one of the blocks I'm going to be using for the clock tower is actually a fun glowstone block. We're going to be using this fancy glowstone lantern here, and of course we are going to be using the chipped mod to craft that. But in order to craft it, we are going to need the alchemy bench. And in order to craft the alchemy bench, we are going to need a brewing stand and then also an enchanting table. We do actually have enough diamonds to craft an enchanting setup. However, how cool would it be if I was able to get Fortune 3 on a pickaxe? So that being said, I want to get to level 30 and enchant a pickaxe. And of course, we're going to be hopping over to the Nether to do that. I have no good way of getting experience in this world, so the best way is just to go to the Nether and mine quartz. I also already rolled enchants, so the next enchant that I have is a Fortune 3 enchant. So I simply have to get to level 30 and survive the Nether, and we should be good to go. Also, if I have Fortune 3, then I can actually Fortune glowstone, and obviously we're going to need a little bit more glowstone today, and maybe I can get more diamonds than just 3. So it's a win-win if we get Fortune 3. Ah, okay, that's so cool. I love the Nether. I should probably not say what I'm about to say right now, but we have not died in this world yet. And I would very much love to keep it that way. So hopefully this is just a nice, chill little experience gathering time. But I guess we'll just find out. Okay, that was actually so fast. We're already at level 30. So back to the overworld we go. And of course, it's nighttime. Why wouldn't it be? But now, let's enchant this pickaxe. How exciting. Let's see what else we get. Oh, that's a good pickaxe. Fortune 3, Unbreaking 3, and Efficiency 4. Now let's see how many diamonds we can get. I only have 3 diamond ore, so I'm not really looking for anything crazy, but 7 will work. I'm also going to need a bit more obsidian, so let's find ourselves a lava pool and collect some. I can't remember which one I went to before, but I think I'm going to go to this lava pool here. Or, you know, I probably went to this one. I think that's actually obsidian right there, so we'll go to that one. So we're only going to need 4 pieces of obsidian, and it is so much faster to mine obsidian with efficiency, like quite literally so much faster. Oh wow, my water turned into ice. Now the last thing that we need to get in order to craft this alchemy table is actually a brewing stand. And I was trying to brainstorm, how do I want to get a brewing stand? Do I want to go over to another fortress and get blaze rods that way? No, I do not. And then I was thinking like, oh, I could go over to a village to get a brewing stand. And then I was like, hey, isn't there a brewing stand inside of these little tents? And yes, there is. So we have a brewing stand. Easy peasy. I was definitely thinking that we were going to have to travel hundreds of blocks in the Nether, and I was not looking forward to it. Thank goodness those little tents are so useful. Alrighty, let's go ahead and craft this alchemy table by first crafting the enchanting table. And then we'll just pop the necessary materials into the crafting table, and there we have our alchemy bench. I actually don't know if I've ever crafted this. I've definitely used chipped a lot in Minecraft before, but I don't think I've ever used this table before. It's really cool. I do have 42 pieces of glowstone dust. How many blocks will that get me? So that'll give me 10 blocks, and I am thinking that I am going to need over 40 blocks. So yeah, we're definitely going to have to go. But wait, maybe I should get the diamonds out of my inventory and then we'll go to the nether. Anyway, obviously we are going to have to hop into the nether to gather more glowstone. I'm not sure if fortuning over silk touching glowstone is better. I quite literally have no idea, but I'm going to fortune it because I just got a new fortune 3 pickaxe and I feel like it. Fortuning does work, right? I guess I don't even know for sure if it works. It is clear that I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh, and I can just convert the glowstone dust directly to glowstone in my inventory. So we have 19 blocks. And there's 55 pieces of glowstone. So let's head back home. Hopefully for the last time. And it's nighttime. Why am I surprised at this point? And of course, I already had 10 pieces of glowstone at home, so I have plenty. With these pieces of glowstone, we can go ahead and craft our fancy glowstone. Obviously, we're going to need a lot of other blocks to build this clock tower, so I'm going to go ahead and collect the rest of the materials that I'm going to need, and then we'll jump back in and actually build this thing. Materials have been gathered and I am ready to go ahead and start building this clock tower. The clock tower is mostly going to be built out of spruce wood and honestly mostly out of stripped spruce logs. For me, a clock tower just feels so Christmas. I have no idea why. Maybe it's just because I imagine old-timey villages having clock towers. And whenever you think of a Christmas village, it's usually an older one. Also, what am I doing? Okay. Yeah, that's so cool. Clearly, I am used to having feather falling 4. Also, I find it very, very funny that earlier today, I was literally saying that I haven't died yet. Yet here we are dying in literally the dumbest way that you can die. And the fact that my spawn wasn't set is just the icing on the cake. Maybe I should set my spawn. Though I am going to continue just falling off the clock tower to get back down. I definitely don't have scaffolding, so we will not be using that. This is just the fastest way to get down. I just have to make sure that I have full health before I fall back down. Anyway, clock towers feel very Christmassy, okay? That's all I was trying to say. This is going to be kind of a tricky build to build without scaffolding because this isn't even as tall as it's going to be. I'm going to have the actual clock tower and roof on this, so I will definitely die again if I just fall down from the very top. So I put my bed here, so hopefully my bed will kind of break my fall a little bit. I guess we'll just find out. Anyway, along the base here, I'm going to have some extra stripped logs, and then we'll top these logs with some staircases and some slabs. Throughout the length of the tower, we're going to have some windows, and the windows will be filled in with our glow lanterns. This is going to make our clock tower so glowy. To separate the windows, we'll have some stripped spruce logs, and then we will just continue building more windows. This time, this window will just be 1 tall instead of 2 tall like the bottom one. I think that building the tower from the inside is going to be the easiest way to do it. That way I don't have to like build rings of dirt all the way around. But that is what that is looking like. And then I'm just going to finish off with some more stripped spruce logs across and then 2 more windows. So stripped spruce logs and the windows. I do fully intend on leaving the dirt inside as well. We won't be able to actually access the clock tower from the inside, so there's no reason to get rid of it. But from the outside, this is what the clock tower is looking like so far. I love these glow lanterns. They look so cool. They really look like little glowy windows. But I do need to head back down to get some more wood. Let me see if my bed is going to save me. See, look, that was actually pretty good. I'm going to use bed strats in order to not die. But now we can actually move on to the actual clock tower part of this build. And I'm going to be making the clock tower a bit bigger than the base. So we're going to expand out just a wee bit. So for the pillars for the clock itself, they will sit out here. Each of these pillars will go up 6 blocks. We'll connect all the pillars at the top, and then we can go ahead and start filling in the clock. We'll be doing that with white concrete. Though before I get too far into that, let me start to add some details that will be on the clock, just to make my life a little bit easier in the future. I haven't built a build this large in a long time, especially without Feather Falling 4 and still some stone tools. And how cool is it that I'm building such a big build in my winter world? I think that's pretty neat. For each of the clocks, I'm going to place 3 buttons to kind of signify the numbers. And then we'll have one of these fancy glowstone lanterns in the middle. And we'll have the big hand be fences and the small hand will be a gate. So the clock will look like this, and I'll just need to do that on all 4 of the sides. This is whatever scaffolding would be so handy, because having to dig my dirt pillars and then rebuild them is very tedious. All right, there is the last clock finished. I just need to get rid of my dirt bridge here, and then we can start on the roof. Obviously, we are going to be using some dark oak wood for the roof. The roof is going to be a typical tower shaped roof, and on the bottom layer I want to have a kind of arch so it won't just be straight across. Also, nighttime is very much here. However, I am all the way at the very tippy top of this build, and there is no way that I am about to go all the way back down. So wherever the iron golem is, the one and only iron golem of this village, you got it, buddy. I have full faith in you to defend this village. But might I say that the village is beautiful at nighttime? Look at the ice skating rink especially. It's so pretty. And our little tree, it's so lit up there. And look at the map too. It's so bright. Anyway, here's what that little arch is looking like. A pretty good foundation for the roof. And then we will just take some stairs and wrap it all the way around. I am out of dark oak staircases. However, again, I am all the way up here. There's no way that I am going to go back down to my crafting table. We will just have a hidden crafting table right here inside of the clock tower. It's our little secret. Goodbye, crafting table. Here at the top part of the tower, I'm going to have a row of planks, and then we'll do the same staircase kind of thing that we've been doing. And then we'll finish off with 2 planks at the top and then 2 fences. On each of these full blocks in the corner, I'm also going to place another fence. I've been doing this with a lot of my builds recently, and I really like this little detail. So let's see how she's looking. Did I do it right? I think so. I know it's a little bit unique, but I kind of like it, and we're gonna leave it. Oh my goodness, did you just see what happened over here? He's really doing the most. Wait, look at him go. He doesn't look like he's doing too good, actually. He looks like he's just hanging on for dear life. Anyway, we do have this really flat part up here, and I'm going to place a little wreath. I figured that will kind of balance out that awkward bit just a little bit. And then while I am up here, I'm going to add some of these red wavy garlands, and we'll add them to these staircases here. Look, he has a scarf. We're matching. It's actually so cute. Well, there are those decorations. I do have a few more places that I want to place these garlands. So let me just work my way down without dying, hopefully. For these other garlands, I'm going to place them here on the corners. Also, ignore the fact that I am now using dark oak planks as scaffolding. Gotta do what you gotta do. The last festive touch that I want to add to the clock tower are a few more wreaths. Oh, look at that pretty sunrise. That's actually so cool. Though the creeper, oh wait, goodbye creeper. I was gonna say that he's kind of ruining the vibes. This should be the very last wreath and our very last little touch that we needed to add to the clock tower. We'll ignore the spider, but let's take a little stand back and see how it looks. What do you think? I really, really like it. And I love all of the little holiday touches to it. I haven't built very many clock towers in Minecraft. I think this is only my second one I've ever built. So I'm a little bit rusty. It took me a little bit in creative to figure out exactly how I wanted to build it, but I'm really happy with it, I think. After this episode, we only have 2 more episodes left of Craftmas, and I think that one of those episodes is going to be to build a community center, kind of like Stardew Valley vibes. And I figured that this area over here is looking really empty, and it'd be so cool if we had a big holiday themed community center. But you can look forward to that in the next episode, but I do believe that I'm going to end this episode here. This village is really coming along, and I'm so happy with all of the progress that we've made. But if you haven't already, then definitely be sure to like and subscribe. I hope that you all are having a lovely, lovely day, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!